All right, Greg, let's roll out that Ergohuman Gen 2 model. This is the one, I think this is the combination you like the best, correct?
Yeah, this would be my favorite combination for sure. We got the leather seat with the mesh backrest. This is, I think, overall going to be the most comfortable for sure. As far as build quality is concerned, I think all these chairs are fairly similar. I think actually Eurotech has done a really good job with their chairs. We've got a ton of Ergohumans that are out in the field that are honestly like 15, 20 years old right now. So the Generation 2 made some really nice improvements on things that I think were important. Number one, the seat became more comfortable. They flattened it out quite a bit. And actually they made the lumbar support so someone like Ryan could actually enjoy it a little bit more because it was super pronounced previous. Now you can actually kind of dial it back a little bit. And these arm pads are absolutely insane. This is about as close as you're gonna get to an Aeron arm pad. Widely adjustable too, so they're gonna fit you. But I'd say the only downside for this chair, for me personally, is, or not me personally, but for others, is if you're short. The seat just doesn't get low enough for shorter users. So if you're like under 5'6", you probably need a footrest. But for me personally, it's great, fits me great. I'm gonna go easy A on this one.
Yeah, for me, this is also my favorite combination of the chair. I love that mesh backrest. The headrest is also really nice on this. You can adjust it. It stays where you want it to be, which is great. And Greg touched on this. The arm pads are amazing. That's a big upgrade from the previous version. They are probably the closest thing, again, to the Aeron, which has just this incredible padding, but they're right there. Mesh seat, even if I had a mesh seat, mesh backrest, I'd be probably like an A- with the Ergohuman Gen 2 here. Put it in this combination, I'm at a solid A.
Yeah, I'm not quite as high on the chair as these guys are. I do think it's a very well-made chair. Eurotech has some great policies, really good consistency in the industry, so you're buying from a great company. I just don't fit in it super well because the arms just don't go quite narrow enough for me, and I do wish that it had a little bit more flexibility, but from a value standpoint, I do think that you're getting very good value at the price that you're paying. It's about half the price of an Aeron, and to me, it's more comfortable. So I'm going to be at a solid B+ on this one.
We've got the XChair X3, not to be confused with the XChair X2. This is going to have the padded seat, which does give it a boost for sure for comfort. It actually makes it somewhat bearable, where the other chair is not at all. This is like your Ergohuman Elite. It's almost like a knockoff of the Ergohuman chair, but it's not a good one. It's a lot firmer on the arm pads. They just kind of feel a little bit wonky to me. Overall, for me personally, this chair is like a B- comfort-wise. It does have a nice headrest. You do get the lower lumbar support, but I'd like to see better arm pads for sure, and the seat does sit just a touch too firm overall, which is weird coming from me. From their policy standpoint, it's $149 to return their chair. They just have a return kit that you have to pay for, which is certainly not cheap, especially from a flagship brand like this. I would expect better. And they have a 15-year warranty on like their frame and then 5-year on all their upholstery. I'm actually going to go down from the comfort score, and I'm going to go to C+ from a B- where I put the comfort.
Yeah, I'm right there with Greg. Part of the reason is some of the things he mentioned about how it compares to the Ergohuman, or even we just talked about the Amiya in that similar price range. I just would way rather prefer some of these other chairs when we're looking at a $900 chair. It definitely is improved from that X2. That chair is like F-tier comfort for me. This is, like Greg said, maybe like a B- comfort, but all things considered, I'm going to put it in C.
I'm at a B tier on comfort for this one as well. I actually think it's a pretty comfortable chair. The arms aren't fantastic, but I don't think they're uncomfortable. I do like the backrest quite a bit. I like the lumbar support. The seat's comfortable for me, and I like the material that they use. It's got like a little bit of a cushion to it, so it's a little bit softer than what you'd expect. And I think they did a good job with the headrest, and it's got a really deep recline. I also don't love that they charge so much for that return policy, but I do think that they got a pretty good warranty, and it feels like a well-built chair. I'm not going to knock it down for its policies. I'm going to kind of hold it where it is, mainly because it does have a couple features that people would buy this chair for specifically, which would be the massager and then the cooling and heating feature. Now, the massager is brutal. Do not buy it for the massager. You can't feel it. It doesn't do anything. I've never used the heat because I run hot in chairs, but the cooling feature is really, really nice. And so if you're someone that runs hot or runs cool, the heating and cooling features are really, really nice on this chair, and I do think it kind of bumps it up a little bit. So the amount that I would bump it down for the return policy, I'm just going to bump it back up for the cooling feature, and I'm going to be right at a B.
If you want to see how we rank all of the most popular chairs, head over to BTODtv to see our full office chair tier list. Click the link in the description.